Hello, everybody. This is Sunday, it's August 29th, and we are about to begin week one of our online astronomy course. So welcome. I'm Dr. Brad Carroll, and I am your instructor for the course. And together, we will be making this journey and seeing what astronomy is all about. Now, I hope you've watched the introductory video to tell you how the course works. I walk you through the syllabus and so on. But every week I'll be making these introductory videos, and just so I can share with you what's new in astronomy, talk to you a little bit about what's in the first module that we'll be doing this week, and to take a look at what's up in the night sky. So let's get started. And I want to tell you, first of all, about what you see behind me, because what you see behind me is the night sky at just this time of year. This was taken just after Labor Day weekend a couple of years ago. And it's a picture I took when we were out at Lassen Volcanic National Park in California. And we were camped on the shore of Summit Lake. In fact, right over my shoulder here, you can see the little light, and that's our lantern that was sitting on a table back there. So that's where we were camped. And we had this amazing view. That it was a new moon, so there was no moon in the sky. We had this amazing view of the sky and the Milky Way. And in fact, let me move aside a little bit so you can see it better. There we go. You can see there's the Milky Way that is rising up from the horizon at this time of year. And it's great because if you're looking right about here, let's see, it's right about here in the Milky Way, you are looking toward the center of our galaxy. I'll tell you more about that at the end of this video, because I'm going to show you Stellarium's view of the sky right now, and it looks very much like this photo. But yeah, there we are at Summit Lake in Lassen Volcanic National Park. Right now, a lot of Lassen is on fire in the California fires that are going on. But it was beautiful when we were there, and I'm glad we were there when we did to see the Milky Way like this. Okay, let's go on. I want to tell you a little bit about the first module. In the first module, you're going to be looking at, you'll be seeing some of the terms that are used in astronomy. You'll be learning about powers of 10 notation. I mean, astronomy involves things that are really huge. And so we have to use powers of 10 notation to talk about them. So there's an introduction to that. There is a lot of material about the phases of the moon, because that's one of the most obvious things that happens in the sky. The moon moves from place to place, from night to night, and it goes through a series of phases. It goes from a new moon to a first quarter moon, to a full moon, to a third quarter moon, and back to a new moon. And we're going to learn about why all that happens. Now, it's a little bit challenging because it depends upon the relative orientation of where the sun is and where the earth is and where the moon is. And trying to get those straight in your mind can be a little bit of a challenge. And so I've made a video to try to help you with that. Okay. Also, in the introduction to Module 1, you'll find a couple calculator exercises. This is just to make sure that when you put powers of 10 notation into your calculator, that it works okay for you. It's nothing you have to turn in, and it's not being graded. This is just to give yourself a little bit of a self-check. So that's where we're going. And now I want to tell you some of the news that's been happening this week in astronomy. And there's some cool stuff happening. And one thing that's happening is that the James Webb Space Telescope is ready, is past its final testing, and it's going to be shipped down to French Guiana, going through the Panama Canal down to French Guiana on the equator to be launched into space. So here's a couple people in this photo standing at the base of the telescope and looking up. You can see how huge this James Webb Space Telescope is. These hexagonal structures there, the yellow hexagons, are the telescope's mirrors. And the mirrors are actually covered with a very thin layer of gold. And that's going to help them reflect at infrared wavelengths. Those are the reddish wavelengths that very distant galaxies and stars give off. So this telescope is specialized to studying these very distant galaxies and stars. Another really, to me, interesting thing that happened this week in astronomy was that a paper came out in the Astrophysical Journal. That's the paper for professional astronomers. And it's about the origin of elements from carbon to uranium. You know, all the elements in nearby, all the hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, gold, silver, whatever, were manufactured by processes that occur in space. And we used to think that a lot of those elements were manufactured inside stars. And so what we do is that we observe how much of each element is out there, and we try to use our understanding of the theory to see if we can match the amounts that are seen out there. And we used to think it was done inside stars, mostly inside exploding stars that are called supernova. But that didn't quite work. And then we discovered that you can have two very dense objects called neutron stars, two big balls of neutrons about 10 or 15 kilometers across that orbit each other, and then they get closer and closer and closer, and they come together and they merge, and then they explode. And that can form some heavy elements. And we said, that's the answer. A lot of the heavy elements are made in neutron star mergers. And they tried, seeing if they could reproduce the amounts that are observed, and not quite. So now they're going back to supernovae again. So the pendulum is swinging from, supernovae making the elements to merging neutron stars to supernovae again. But you'll learn all about that in a later module. So one more thing I want to share with you is what's in the night sky right now. So I'm going to pull up Stellarium, share the screen again with Stellarium. And this is a program that you can download for free. There's a link on the course homepage, and you'll be using this. I'll be using it every week to show you what's in the sky. And I'll also be using it in some of the optional observing projects. So let's take a look at what's in the night sky. And here we go. This is the night sky tonight. And you can see it looks very much like the picture I have behind me right now, taken at Summit Lake. Here's the Milky Way going up from the horizon. We're looking south right now. And I'll tell you right now, tomorrow is a third quarter moon. And that means the third quarter moon is going to rise fairly late. And so that means if you go out around 10 o'clock, which is the time of the sky is set at right now, if you go out at 10 o'clock and the skies are, you have dark skies, you can see the Milky Way for yourself. And I hope some of you try to do that. You'll also see over to the east, Saturn and Jupiter. Remember, if you just pretend that you're facing south, just pretend you're facing south and hold out your left arm. That left arm will be pointing east. And if you're facing south and you point out your right arm, that'll be pointing west. So on the screen, east is to the left and west is to the right. Anyway, see if you can go out and take a look at the Milky Way and at Jupiter and Saturn. Well, that's it. These are going to be short videos, and I want to invite you anytime you have a question about anything or a concern, you're welcome to get in touch with me. You can do that by the Canvas email program. You can send me an email. I'll be happy to meet with you in person in my office or set up a Zoom meeting with you. Just send me an email. We can decide what time works. So I hope you have a good week. I hope you enjoy this course. I'm an astronomer. You know, my PhD is in astrophysics. I really love this stuff, and I enjoy telling other people about this amazing universe that we live in. And so I will look forward to seeing you next time. So until then, bye-bye.